You're listening to Real Restaurant Radio, the show that inspires up-and-coming restaurant and bar owners, along with current operators, to pursue their passion in the restaurant business. I am your host, Kostas Lazanas, and I'm joined, as always, with my good friend, Carrie Hodson. Let us guide you through the process of being a successful owner and teach you how to make an impact in today's culinary world. Good morning, Mr. Carey. How are you doing today, sir?
Good.
Or should we say good afternoon? I don't know.
If we're drinking beer, we'll say good afternoon.
Okay. Good afternoon, Carey. How are you doing today, bud?
Good. I'm eating Oreos for breakfast, so
Okay,
it's gonna be a good day.
Well, I mean, you gotta have something to dip your Oreos in. So I brought the Ballad of Mini Quay. It's an old ale aged in brandy barrels.
Okay. Cool.
Opa.
Awesome.
I heard that you started your day off cleaning a drain.
Yeah.
Tell me the details on that.
Drains. They clog. You have to unclog them.
Do they really clog? They clog.
Yeah. Something either gets so restaurants have those big floor sinks.
Real quick, do you buy the grate for them so that way it kind of catches some of the large debris?
We have that white one and it covers like half of it, and then there's the big other side. And then I tried a strainer one that you drop in,
and it would just get
and it clogged up immediately when someone put like a handful of corn down the disposal and flooded the whole place. So,
and they have those grates for the floor drains, though. I'm saying you put it actually in the floor.
Oh yeah,
That's
the
like
ones that are just for floor drains. Yeah, this one is the one that takes all the water from the 3 compartment sinks in the kitchen. So
Nice.
yeah.
Well, that's fun because I called the plumber out when the drains got clogged, and then I called the plumber out again when the drains got clogged, and then I called the plumber out again when the drains got clogged, and I was like, this is like $120, $150 every single time.
Yeah, I just bought my own snake. The big industrial, has a foot switch.
Yep.
They can get away from you though, so it's like wrangling a mad snake, I guess. Yeah,
Sure,
that's probably why they call it a snake.
Yeah, I bought one too. I think I bought the same one. Went to Home Depot and I bought it for like $2.99 or something like that, or $3.99. I forgot exactly where I bought it from, but it's the big floor model. So I think my advice to you guys, if you are thinking about opening a restaurant, learn how to use a commercial snake, because it literally is just inevitable. It's not a matter of if, but when.
They're going to clog. Yeah.
They're going to
yeah.
clog.
You just get buildup of food and debris. I think there was a styrofoam cup in this one.
Oh, no.
So just kind of got pushed down, and then
That's it.
Yep. Food
Yeah.
builds up around it, and boom.
Yeah, take a quick...
Grease, when it gets cold, it gets
congeals.
clumps. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I actually get, every once in a while, I guess I missed that drain, but on the floor drains, I'll pour down some, it's called glitter, but any sort of like caustic cleaner.
Okay.
The really strong stuff. I'll just
Like,
pour
it's
that.
like some Drano, you're basically saying.
It's not really Drano. It's made for like cleaning your fryers. That stuff that you pour in your fryers and fill it up with water and you run your fryer for a while. You can mix it 50-50 for cleaning stuff off the walls. Just don't get it on your skin. Burns pretty good.
Did not know that. Did not know that.
But I pour it down the drains, and it takes care of any mess. And then also, if you like the fruit flies, drain flies love to live in there, and it'll kill the eggs, no problem. Cool. Well, beer time.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's lighter than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Old ale. Okay.
Let's see. What do you know about clown shoes? It's like sweet. I guess that's from the brandy barrels.
I mean, old ales are going to be more malty.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to.
Mm-hmm. Lots of caramel tones. Kind of like a, is it apple brandy barrel?
It tastes like apple. I'm getting some apple out of there. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's really smooth for, what is it? I don't know.
10.5%? It's up here on top.
Oh, what is it? Okay. Yeah. Cool. I love this brewery. Love their artwork. They do a lot of really great stouts. I think they recently got purchased by another craft brewery. I forget which one.
They've been doing that a lot lately, buying and selling craft breweries, acquisitions, Dogfish Head and
Pyramid,
St. Adams.
the one who makes that apricot ale. I think it's Pyramid.
Okay.
Anyways, no
Well,
big deal.
today's episode, that's enough clowning around.
Okay.
You can't be the only one with puns. Come on now, Carrie. I got a few in my back pocket. But no, I want to talk about, on a serious note, today's episode, I wanted to talk about just, I don't know what to call this, venting, but in the process of venting, maybe educating people on like doing deals with different organizations, whether it's events and stuff like that. But a lot of these events and organizations are going to want to charge money for a fee. And I get it, right? Because they have to cover their costs and they have a lot of overhead. But you have to realize that sometimes these fees can be so much where it's almost not worth it for you to go out, or at least not worth it for you to go out and make a profit, perhaps go out and use that experience as like a marketing experience.
The pay to play. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of over the do it just for marketing.
Me too.
Especially if you have to take a liability. Excuse me. You gotta like leave your kitchen understaffed. You know, you have to go out there yourself and bring all the equipment and get permits. So
I agree 100%. And so you obviously know that I'm like the festival king. Mm-hmm. I do tons of festivals, and I do tons of, and actually we kind of almost met at a festival, Taste of Firewheel.
Yeah, I mean, they're great for getting out there, especially when you first start out. And
it's a fun time, and you get to meet a lot of people and all these things.
Or engage the community and like, hey, we're still here. Or I guess for you, like everything going on in your city, they expect, Opa's going to be there.
Really,
right?
exactly. Mm-hmm.
And that's a positive thing.
But the thing is, though, is
they want you to do more this time or something?
So like here's my story. Is I actually came to the city with Brad Perkins of the Fireball Brewing Company about 4 years ago, and said, "Hey, your 4th of July event should have alcohol."
Yeah,
like why not have a beer? They were really hesitant at first, but
because it was an
alcohol,
brewery, or
just because it's alcohol at a city event, and we're like, okay, well.
Well, what was the tipping point? Because it was a local brewery, they were okay with it, or
it was because it was local.
People on council.
It was local, and I guess the people who were on council, and then there was some negotiations involved.
Okay.
So we built. They made us build like a beer garden and fence it all in, and have IDs and hire an off-duty officer, and Firewheel went out of business.
So you can only drink in a certain like corral.
In a corral.
Oh gosh.
It was bad because like. People were there with their families, but like dad wants to buy a beer, but then the kids can't enter because they're not 21.
Right.
And he's like, I can't be that dad that leaves my family for a beer. So it doesn't make it really family friendly.
Right.
Well, they made me do that again the following year, and I'm like, I am not going to lose out on all these sales. So I actually took a Sharpie and like X'd the
alcohol.
The children, yeah, exactly. So everybody can come in. I'm like, I'm just not. I can't.
Why couldn't children come in there?
That's just what they said. So I don't know if I was allowed or not allowed to do that. But I like.
I mean, how many restaurants do you see have children in them?
Exactly,
all of them. That seems silly.
So
it's not like a visual barrier where the children can't see people drinking, right?
Exactly.
So it doesn't really make a difference.
I don't get it.
That is confusing. I do remember at the Chili's in Garland, I guess every restaurant in Garland growing up, they had a kind of a wall and a separate area where you couldn't see liquor. Like there was
so
some
weird.
rule where someone under 21 couldn't see a liquor bottle. And the loophole was they could put the bottles up there, but they had to be filled with water. It's like you can't tell the difference anyways. But anyway, you just, as time goes on, you work past all these things, and I guess the natural progression for that event would be, okay, we do want to allow alcohol, but to kind of ease into it, we're going to say no kids, but actually it just creates more problems.
Exactly, it did. So, so that was like 3 years ago. Then this past year, they're like, "Hey, we didn't like the whole corral thing because we got a lot of complaints from our constituents. So let's just do open festival drinking." So I'm like, "Of course, that's what I tried to tell you 2 years ago."
Right, good idea.
Yeah, and so we did that. But then this year, they're like, "Well, we want to charge you." $2,500 to do it, but they also wanted me to do.
What were they doing in the past?
Well, they wanted $500 last time.
Okay.
And then they wanted, but anyway, the thing is, they wanted me to also do like they have like a downtown movie night thing,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously you are located in downtown, so people just drink right out of your restaurant. But for me to do that, I would have to go get a temporary alcohol permit for each
Day.
time that I do it.
Unless
So,
they're back to back. I think you can only do 3 days at a time.
3 days at a time, and it's every Friday,
Yeah,
so it wouldn't
right,
work.
right.
So they don't understand the cost that I incur because they want an off-duty officer to be there, which is $150. They want me to pay $231 for a temporary alcohol permit per event. They want to charge me $200. Anyway, the moral of the story is there is such a tremendous overhead on my behalf.
Right.
And like I want to give back to Civic. I want to give them money. I want them to be profitable. But the thing is, like, I'm not gonna make any money on any of those events, and I don't want to do all that work because I already know it's not gonna be profitable.
Right.
On those little movie nights on a Friday night, July 4th is gonna be a profitable night potentially.
Right.
If the overhead.
If you're spending your time on it away from your business and your family, then it needs to be profitable. Like,
yeah, and I got my little like 4-year-old daughter and stuff. Like I want to go do fireworks with her. Like I don't want to slave away to not make money.
Right.
On a special event like that. So. I told them all that stuff though, Carrie. I messaged because we actually had beers the other night when we had the Uka Uka, and you told me just to message the director, and she's like, "Sorry, that's just the going rate." I'm just like, "Okay,
all right, find another sponsor."
Oh, and the other day it was so funny.
Did they find someone? I'm sure they did.
I don't know.
Oh, well,
I don't know.
They might come back to you.
Ironically, the other day I was picking up the steam table from Intrinsic, and they were there eating.
Really?
The rowlette, yeah, and I was like, "Oh, so awkward."
That's
but
funny.
It was funny. I smiled and waved, obviously being diplomatic. But the moral of the story is,
I mean, you can choose to say no deal and still be friendly.
Exactly. That's what we did. And so I still got a booth. I paid $100 versus $2,500 for a food booth.
If you disagree, state your case. Try to educate them on where you're coming from. Maybe they'll try to educate you on where they're coming from, and just. It's the whole agree to disagree thing.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm sure, still appreciate everything you do, and I'm sure they said that.
Yeah.
Which just they got it in their head that that's the way they need to run their event, and that's it. Or they really we were in a similar situation. We can sell out of our front door without a permit, which is great. But they wanted us to also have a separate one on the other side of the square,
like a tent,
a couple hundred feet away. I was like, okay, but a couple hundred feet away. 4 times, once a week, that's going to be, $1,000 worth of permits.
Sure.
Why?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I understand.
Are you talking about your movie nights on Friday nights?
Mm-hmm. Well, they were concerts.
Concerts?
Yeah.
Which Carrie called me the other day and be like, "Hey, Kostas, I just had the best year, the best day of our history of Intrinsic."
Yeah.
You put up some big numbers that day.
Yeah, it was good.
That's great, dude. That's great.
Beat down, but the staff was in a good mood, and
well, you told me it was steady. You told me it wasn't all at once. You told me it was just like all day long, just a steady business. Mm-hmm. Is that when you took that photo of like that line out the door?
No, that was a whole nother thing.
That was awesome though. That shot was an awesome shot. I'm glad you captured that.
We were pretty slow before then. It was kind of like a gloomy Saturday, and then I guess there's the theater down the street's doing Mamma Mia.
Is that a Greek movie?
I think so. It's live theater, and
it's Greek based, I think.
I guess they just 80 of them all decided to show up at the same time. So,
there you go.
All right.
There you go. Get the camera out. Get the camera out
real quick. So I ran upstairs and snapped a photo and
nailed it. You nailed it.
Right.
Awesome.
And then the next day was pretty busy too. It was Father's Day.
Father's Day, yeah. Father's Day was great. A good lunch, but then we had some storm come in that night. Remember that? It was like
right at 5:00. Yeah.
It was I remember.
I remember.
It's funny when you open up a restaurant, guys. Like you end up turning into like the weatherman in addition to the plumber. Like you're the plumber, and then you're also a weatherman because you're like.
I'm mad at the weatherman. I feel like every time it rains, they threaten hail,
tornadoes
and hail.
Dude,
I posted about that the other day.
It didn't even rain. I know. Do you see my?
Didn't rain till 11.
I posted on that. I
put my little tornado watch since 4. Come on. Yeah. It was nuts.
Yeah, it's even last night they screamed tornado, and it didn't even rain.
There were some in like Greenville, which is an hour from here.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that's not Dallas though, but I don't know. I guess you have to err on the side of safety.
Someone said they have to justify all their equipment somehow.
Dude, I've been getting into filming like crazy, Carrie. I've been doing weddings, and I filmed another Italian restaurant. Like, I don't know what I'm doing over here. Like, I'm supposed to be running a restaurant, and I turned into this film mogul.
Well, I think when your restaurant's going the way you want, and hopefully you feel that way, and you decide either to branch out into other interests or open a second location, right?
I'm waiting on you on that.
Off-air conversation.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Turn the mics off. Turn the mics off. Where are the lawyers at?
Yeah.
But no, that's anyway. That's just my big 4th of July thing, and just I hate to keep on bringing it back, but just like it'd be different if like they at the State Fair of Texas, you can't bring your own 6-pack of Bud Light into the State Fair. Mm-hmm. But like 4th of July, they allow you to bring your own alcohol.
Right.
So it's not like I'm the exclusive. I mean, I'm the exclusive alcohol vendor, but there's no way to keep outside alcohol in. So if you're gonna drink on 4th of July, you're kind of gonna be prepared to bring a 6-pack with you.
I don't know. We do the concert series downtown, and people are allowed to bring coolers, but we do just fine.
Tons. Yeah.
People want that convenience, and they.
But again, for you, it's like
experience.
It's out of your restaurant, it's out of your bar. Everything is all fixed. Like mine's like bringing out like garage ports and jockey boxes and staff and all the things.
That's true.
Anyway,
I mean, my like major experience like that was they wanted me to sponsor the Oktoberfest, and they wanted the vendor, multiple bars, and they wanted cash and yada 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 yada. And it was a person who came from another organization who was a new hire in the city, and that's how she used to do it for Dallas, or she used to run Dash Down Greenville, these kind of big events that have these huge sponsors like Michelob Ultra and Pacifico, and with big money behind them. And it's like, okay,
you're talking about multi-million-dollar corporations.
They're making millions of barrels of beer, and I'm making hundreds
of gallons.
It's a big difference.
Exactly.
But she doesn't work there anymore, and went back to the table with the
that's all you really
new
need.
Organizers, and we sponsor all the beer because we can make the beer and co-brand it under the Garland Guzzler, and donate all the beer and not be with our costs and not be out $5,000.
Sure.
Cash is really hard to get out of the hands of a restaurant owner.
We talked about that in the last thing. Like, I'll give you a gift card. I can't give you any cash,
So there might be light at the end of the tunnel. In our case, it worked out.
Sure.
We're doing it again this year. We think it's a good event. They appreciate the sponsorship.
Yeah. Are you going to be able to get label approval for that? Or are you going to be able to?
Yeah, we have it.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Garland Guzzler, is that what it's called? Okay. Mm-hmm. Next episode of Real Restaurant Radio, make sure you hit me up on that and see if we can get something going on.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be fun. We also have the Crunktoberfest, which is the 8% one that you like.
I snuck that.
It's more like this.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, man. What else? I think, what our listeners want to hear about, Carrie, is about building the restaurant from the ground up. So maybe something we need to talk about in the next episode. I think we've had one listener already email us about it. So we definitely need to hear more feedback from you guys, because we really don't know. We're kind of running out of ideas on Real Restaurant Radio, what to talk about. But I think just talking about like electrical stuff and general contractor stuff and picking locations, I think that would be really helpful for our listeners.
Yeah, depends on who's listening and why. But yeah, absolutely.
If you're just a customer, this weekend we're featuring the...
Exactly. Yeah.
We have a lot of our customers listening. So if you're a customer of Intrinsic or OPA, thank you for listening. I think this was actually intended for like other restaurant owners and people who want to open up a restaurant. But I think a lot of our listeners are actually just really awesome, loyal customers of ours.
I think so too. They're friends, and they want to, continue that friendship and, experience our businesses in a different way and kind of hear more about our perspective. And
For sure. Well, what else you got on the agenda tip for today, Carrie?
I was going to read a Nextdoor review.
Oh, we have to do our review. We didn't read our reviews.
Uh-uh.
Oh, where's my phone at? Oh, my goodness.
So I don't know if you're on Nextdoor as a business. Have you done that yet?
I tried to, but I haven't looked into it a lot, though.
Let's go. It's pretty easy to sign up. It's more organic than, like, say, Facebook or Instagram. Your phone's in the keyboard area. There you go.
Look at this guy. He knows what I'm looking for.
One cool new feature they have is you can put out an offer. I think you can do up to 2 a week for like a coupon or whatever. And you can, I use it for events like the Urban Flea's coming up, and it's a free event, and I put it as an offer. And so far, the Nextdoor hasn't decided that's against their policy, but we have $3 beer on Wednesdays. I've used that too, even though we always do that. It's like basically just advertising our happy hour, but you can go through and click all the different zip codes, and it'll reach 100,000 people. It's pretty incredible, and it's free, so you should definitely check it out.
Okay, Nextdoor app, and I think that's a national app. So anybody listening from anywhere in the United States can check Nextdoor app.
Yeah, it'll be limited to
like
kind of
3 mile radius
area.
or whatever, 5 mile radius, which is good though because you want to niche it down.
You can target
just your neighborhood.
Right, and so it's kind of like the setup is like those mailers through the postal service. You've done those. We talked about those before, where you pick different zip codes and you can kind of pick different.
Yeah, those
streets.
are really great to use.
So you can do that with Nextdoor. Of course, you're limited to who's using the app, and a lot of it's I heard gunshots, or there's a wreck, or does anybody want this sofa, or I found your dog. But some of it's about it's kind of like green sheets, or Angie's List, and people recommending a plumber or a restaurant, and you can get recommendations on Nextdoor if you're signed up for them.
Well, that's really neat, Carrie, about the whole Nextdoor app. And so, yeah, you have a review. Let's hear it, man.
I've spent 2 birthdays here and a few other visits as well. Without a doubt, the best food and especially drink. So Carla M. from Freeman Heights, so you can see where they're coming from. And they're a real person.
For sure.
And it's unbiased. It's there's no like pay to play Yelp, drama.
I like that. Not that I've ever paid Yelp.
It's generally positive. I'm not sure there's a way on Nextdoor to not recommend. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's you can recommend or just say something nice or say nothing at all. So definitely check it out and try throwing an offer up there and seeing how many you get.
I'm gonna give that a shot for sure.
Love free advertising, right?
Hey, if it's free, it's for me,
Right.
Something simple and sweet is just an amazing experience, delicious food. She snapped 2 photos of her appetizer and her dessert, and that's from Nicole Sanchez. That was 14 hours ago on Facebook. So
cool.
Yeah, thanks, Nicole. Yeah, cheers, man. What else we got going on today?
How much time we got left?
Looks like we got another 4 minutes to kill. So, any specials? What do you got going on this month? Didn't you have like a Mexican dish? I thought I saw. Was it a taco or something?
Oh, we did. We're doing like a new food for every concert series.
Okay.
So street food.
Okay. So
yeah.
what'd
Pork
you have?
Tacos. We did about 200 of them. It was good.
How'd that work out?
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, pork is a great food cost. Protein.
And it's delicious. I just went to Freebirds yesterday and I ordered a carnitas taco. I mean, carnitas burrito. Like, I like that pulled pork, dude. It's so great.
Who doesn't like tacos?
Yeah. But a lot of like Americans, I don't know, I think I said this before, but like pork is like such a like it's always chicken or beef. Pork is always like that third cut, or maybe the 4th cut after shrimp or something.
I think it's not America as a whole. I think it's more Texas.
Is it
just because
Texan
we're
thing?
very beef country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, unfortunate for us restaurant owners.
Oh, well.
But, I mean, if you can...
Serve more turkey.
Educate and promote it, people will buy it.
It's true.
So
if it's good, you gotta get them to try it once.
Well, I'm getting ready to go to... I want to go down to the Dallas Farmers Market and try to find some, like, really good fresh tomatoes to make my yummy style, which is my stuffed tomato dish that I do. I think I did a really cool video on it last year, but I actually... I basically carve out, like, the guts out of the tomato, and then I stuff it with, like, rice and ground beef. And then I take all those guts and I puree it and add some, like, tomato sauce and then, like, pour that all in there with olive oil and stuff. And it's basically like stuffed tomatoes, Greek style.
Heck yeah.
With a lot of olive oil and stuff.
I mean, everybody's done that with, at home with bell peppers. It's a pretty common like household dish.
Yeah, well, this one's actually supposed to be like one bell pepper and one tomato, but everybody's like, can I not have the bell pepper? Can I have just the tomatoes? Like, they like the tomatoes
Really?
better than the bell peppers. So we're like, let me just do just all tomatoes. That way people don't have to pick and choose. That way I'm not like left with like a bunch of bell peppers.
Right.
Or a bunch of tomatoes if like this year changes from last year type thing.
I like bell peppers. So.
Yeah. I mean, I like the combination. I like having like one bell pepper and one tomato on my plate.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm trying to like not have any food waste.
Oh,
If you know how that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's, specials. And we did a rum cake. What did we do that last? Oh, Father's Day was the rum cake. We did Father's Day rum cake, and we did lamb shank.
You had those awesome lamb chops. Shanks.
Lamb shanks. Yeah. Just melt right off. Right, just beautiful.
Do you still have any of those?
No, sold out.
Dang.
Sold out.
Yeah, we sold out of our. We did smoked steaks.
I saw those. Yeah, beautiful cuts, dude. Yeah. What cut was that? Was that a New York strip or something?
No, it was actually chuck.
Okay.
So a little cheaper per pound, but still really great beef flavor and fat content.
Especially for smoking, right?
Seasoned them. Well, I cold smoked them. It's kind of a trick.
Okay.
Cold smoked with trays of ice in there, so it was about 50 degrees for 7 hours on cherry wood.
Good call.
And then reverse serum, so they were still medium rare, or whatever you wanted it to be. So they weren't cooked before in the smoking process.
Gotcha. And you just pan seared them on the flat top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, no, I fried them. Flash fried them.
Just a flash fry?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's really great.
Yeah. No, that dude. Like
4 minutes, and it's crusty on the outside and juicy on the inside. It locks in the moisture really well. Then you wait a minute before cutting, like you would any other meat.
Good call. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, happy Father's Day to all those fathers out there. Yeah. Yep.
That's you.
Well, yeah, that's me. Yeah, times I got a baby on the way, August 21st. My other baby's due, so. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I just showing Carrie I was getting ready to sell my family car to get a bigger family car. I need like three rows of seat. Yeah, the school bus.
I'll stick to my Miata.
There you go. Hey guys, I guess that's another episode of Real Restaurant Radio. I hope you enjoyed listening and hope you guys got some nuggets of wisdom. Check out realrestaurantradio.com, our website. If you're ever in the town, check out Intrinsic Smokehouse and Brewing Company located in downtown Garland. Or if you're in the mood to get your Greek on, obviously I own Opa Greek Taverna in Rowlett. And we will see you guys in the next episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.